The scissor trip is a professional wrestling specific thing that shows up in a lot of matches over time, and it looks a little different when different players do it. Very often, it's done when opponents are repelling one another off the ropes. But in this case, I thought it was just a very cool case of the guy just dropping without any of the buildup, without any of the repelling off the ropes. He just does sort of a reverse scissor entry, self initiated, when both players are on their feet. Neither one of them are necessarily trying to repel off the ropes. So it's like a soccer slide into this. And the way that this video was shot, you don't really get to see the entry at the bottom. But I've done another video elsewhere where Luthez executed this, but from a running start, repelling off the ropes. And I broke down the mechanics a lot more specifically. But um, I just thought it was interesting to see this example where it's executed from a soccer slide rather than repelling off the ropes. So it's like in modern grappling, maybe some sort of rough equivalent would be someone dropping to their butt to do a half guard entry, like a kind of sacrificial half guard entry. And it actually does have a lot in common with this one because it is a lot like that same exact mechanic, except the attacker, rather than playing half guard there, will rotate his belly down and then up to do his leg entanglement. Now, one of the only problems with this outside of a theatrical environment is the way that you entangle your legs makes the attacker vulnerable to the defender doing his own calf slices. So, I mean, the level of niche specialization that this requires, uh, it really takes a lot to take this out of just pure entertainment value. Meaning like something that you would do in any environment other than a scripted, like pro wrestling storyline match, you know? But are there things you can do from there when you play with it? Yes. Will you get strange looks from modern grapplers who insist that it's like, why would you possibly do something like that? It's silly, of course. But you know, if you ever just want to kind of play around and explore possibilities, you can figure out realistic finishes there, which don't expose you to the same level of danger. It's just not the easiest thing to do, and it's, in my opinion, it's really just more something to do to satisfy your own curiosity, more so than figuring out what the next big competitive splash is going to be. So I don't think an entry like this is ever going to dominate like competitive grappling by any means. But is there something there with some level of probability if you work the bugs out of it? Yes, yeah, I think there is.